Well, hi everybody, it's Jeff Whiteloffer here from the System Center team again. And with us again, thank you Brad. Brad Anderson, our CVP, thanks for sharing your time with us again.
Yeah, you bet.
Boy, it's been a really interesting path to watch the MMS registration. It has been so popular. And I think we want to just highlight in this kind of discussion with you a little bit about those keynotes. You know, if people have come in the past events, in the years past, we have these very important keynotes that are on the first two mornings, the first 2 days of the event. This year, Brad, I believe you're doing both of those. Is that true?
Yeah.
What I'd like to do is maybe talk about, what our vision is for those 2 days. So maybe let's talk about the day one first. What are you going to talk about there?
No, we're going to follow a format that's very similar to what we've done the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. I think the two most significant industry trends, and I think everyone is looking for, what's Microsoft's vision here, what's Microsoft's deliverables here, is cloud. And it's consumerization of IT.
Cloudy.
Okay, yeah, definitely some rain today. So day one is going to focus on the cloud and what we're doing in terms of, cloud, private cloud, public cloud, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, and really talking about enabling organizations to make the decision on what kind of a cloud is best for them to use, but then providing that consistent experience and that consistent way to enable and to manage and monitor all of your cloud capacity independent of where it's at. The fact of the matter is most organizations are going to be hybrid. They're going to be consuming capacity from clouds, in different places, and how do we enable that to happen? And so that'll be the focus, but then we'll go specific into all of the new innovations that we're doing, for example, in Operations Manager, in Virtual Machine Manager, with Opalis, with Avicode. So really, what's the top-level view, what's the top-level strategy, and what are we doing there? And then specifics on the technologies that are used to actually enable this. That's day one.
Okay. And I'd like to think, any kind of keynote you're involved in is demo-rich. I'm sure we'll see a lot of really cool stuff there on that stage on day one. So day one cloud keynote, you're on stage, you've got a bunch of great guys doing demos with you. So great summary. Day two, different topic.
Yeah. Well, day two, it's interesting, consumerization of IT is what we're going to focus on day two. Okay. And it's interesting, consumerization of IT, the cloud is actually one of the key enablers along with other things like virtualization. Yep. In the past couple of years, we've spoken about our vision that we call user-centric client computing. Yep. What it all is about enabling the user to be productive how, where, and when they want.
Yeah. On the hardware they want.
And that's what consumerization of IT is about. Yeah. And right now when I meet with organizations, the number one topic on their mind is how do I enable my users to work, how, where, and when they want. And there's this growing proliferation of devices that they want to use. And can Microsoft enable me to say yes to consumerization of IT? So really on day two, I'm going to focus on what we've been doing over the past couple of years and is delivering now to help organizations say yes to consumerization of IT. Yep. So there's questions about, what is Microsoft doing to help me enable, users to use multiple devices?
Mobile workforce.
Yeah, their home PC, their corporate PC, mobile devices that they're using. Yeah, what are we doing there to enable that? Yeah. What are we doing with our Citrix partnership, and what are we doing around the virtualization efforts? We talked about Windows Intune and actually delivering a protection and management service from the cloud, and what's the evolution of that, and what's the update on that? So that's an incredibly demo-rich keynote as well. But really, enabling organizations to enable their users, with the consumerization of IT trends, but also doing it in a way that allows IT to have that, compliance and security and the level of control that's appropriate. We'll be talking about both aspects of that.
It's interesting. The audience that comes to MMS is not a typical audience that we'd see at a Tech Ed or any of the other big Tier 1 events for Microsoft or the industry in general. These guys have to manage the consumerization of IT. Yeah. And so for these guys in the room, all of you who are listening to this and hopefully joining us in Las Vegas, consumerization of IT has kind of a double-edged sword to it. They've got people saying they want to bring in their devices they've purchased with their own IT budget or something. But to your point, helping the organization think about how to deliver a lower cost of business to those devices and allow them to work in
and a big part of that is we talk about IT needing the security and the compliance. So there's some pretty interesting things we're going to talk about the convergence that we are doing from a technology perspective, with protection and security and management. So, there's going to be some fun things we're going to talk about there at the event. So looking forward to it.
Sounds like a little bit of foreshadowing there.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, thanks for your time. Let's just wrap up with a couple of key takeaways here. We have a registration that will fill up. So if you haven't thought about the event yet, it is a month earlier than a year ago. So March 21st to 25th in Las Vegas, the Mandalay Bay Hotel. We'll be there. And if you haven't thought about registration, think about that now. And if you haven't had a chance yet to look at the website, we'll put that up here for you as well. And hopefully you can join us in Las Vegas. Brad, thanks for your time. I think that's going to be 2 killer keynotes. So I'm looking forward to
it's going to be fun. It's been a lot of fun putting them together.
Yeah, buying the soda pops together. So thanks for your time, Brad, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining us, everyone.